Tall Target is a 1951 noir from one of my favorite directors, Anthony Mann. The film takes place right after Abraham Lincoln has been elected president. Dick Powell plays a New York detective who has intercepted a message that details a plot to assassinate Lincoln while he travels by train to his inauguration. No one believes Powell, so it's up to him to figure out who the perpetrators are and foil their plot. The film is loosely based off something that actually happened in real life. In early 1861, it was believed that there was a plan to assassinate Abraham Lincoln while he traveled by train to his inauguration. It was specifically supposed to happen when the train passed through Baltimore, so this part of history was dubbed the Baltimore Plot. So Lincoln was secretly transported by train to D.C. in order to ensure his safety. To this day, it's not known if this was an actual assassination attempt or an empty threat, so MGM Studios had no trouble creating a mostly made-up story. Obviously, we all know how this movie ends, considering it's an assassination attempt against Lincoln, but you want to know something funny? Dick Powell's name is John Kennedy. Yes, that's his character's name. What are the chances that Dick Powell, who is a man trying to stop the assassination of a president, shares the same name as a future president who would be assassinated? As some of you might know, the connections between John Kennedy and Abraham Lincoln's assassinations go far deeper than just this. I don't have time to go into it now, but if you Google Lincoln and Kennedy assassination connections, there are a plethora of lists that show how many things these two tragedies have in common. Okay, that was a long tangent on history. Now for the movie. The film's strongest attributes are its writing and direction. With a film like this, the audience knows the ending before the movie starts playing, so to write a script where you're still in suspense the whole time is really something commendable. This film kind of plays out like an Agatha Christie mystery, where there's lots of shady characters and we don't know which ones are being honest with Dick Powell and which ones are lying. There are lots of twists and turns that keep the plot interesting and constantly make you second guess yourself. Even though this film doesn't have a very long runtime, it uses every minute to its advantage. There are a lot of suspenseful sequences littered throughout this film that could only be pulled off by a director as talented as Anthony Mann. I mean, Mann seamlessly combines the elegance of a period piece with the grittiness of a noir, which is no easy task. Everyone feels at home here. Dick Powell is great as the lead. He brings his tough guy persona he used in Murder My Sweet and adapts it so well to this setting. It doesn't feel like a gumshoe detective plopped in the 1860s. It feels like a detective from this era, just with a lot more edge to him. I also love Adolphe Menjou. His gentleman persona plays well with Powell. It's hard to tell whether or not he's an innocent bystander or if he's trying to lead Powell askew. The scenes between Powell and him are really spectacular. They deliver their lines with such ease, and it makes you believe they're actually characters from the time. Another reason I think this movie is so good is that this film shows us a what-if scenario with crime during this era. So often we forget how difficult it was for police back then to solve crimes due to their archaic methods. It gives us a new spin on the detective genre. Like I said before, Anthony Mann is one of my favorite directors of all time, and I thought I'd seen all his great work, but when I was searching through Warner Archive's website, I stumbled across this film, and I'm glad I did. Because not only did it introduce me to a suspenseful film that I'd never heard of, but it also taught me about an interesting part of history I never knew existed.